Voice TV News Report. Headline: South Korea will consider supplying arms to Ukraine after Russia and North Korea sign strategic pact. I'm your host, Martin James, and this is Voice TV News. Please kindly subscribe as you watch. In a significant policy shift, South Korea announced on Thursday that it is considering sending arms to Ukraine. This potential change follows the signing of a strategic defense pact between Russia and North Korea, raising concerns throughout the region and beyond. The pact, which was detailed by North Korea's official Korean Central News Agency KCNA, commits both nations to mutual defense if either is invaded and forced into a state of war. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and Russian President Vladimir Putin signed this pact during a summit in Pyongyang on Wednesday. Both leaders hailed it as a significant enhancement of their bilateral relations, encompassing security, trade, investment, and cultural and humanitarian ties. In response, South Korea's President Yoon Suk-yeol condemned the agreement, labeling it a threat to his country's security and a violation of United Nations Security Council resolutions. He warned of negative repercussions for Seoul's relationship with Moscow. President Yoon's office issued a statement criticizing the pact, calling it absurd that two countries with histories of aggressive wars, the Korean War and the war in Ukraine, are now pledging mutual military cooperation. South Korean Foreign Minister Cho Tae-yeol, speaking at the United Nations in New York, described Russia's actions as deplorable for violating multiple UN sanctions against North Korea, which Russia itself had previously supported. National Security Advisor Chung Ho-jin mentioned that South Korea is reconsidering its stance on supplying arms to Ukraine, a move that would represent a significant policy shift. Although South Korea has been providing humanitarian aid and participating in economic sanctions against Russia, it has thus far refrained from supplying weapons to Ukraine due to a long-standing policy against arming countries in active conflict. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin, during his visit to Hanoi after leaving Pyongyang, cautioned South Korea against supplying weapons to Ukraine, calling it a very big mistake. He warned that such a move would lead to decisions by Russia that would be unfavorable to South Korea's current leadership. Putin assured that South Korea need not worry about the pact unless it plans aggression against North Korea. Putin also hinted that Western-supplied weapons used by Ukraine to strike Russian regions could be seen as acts of aggression, suggesting that Moscow might consider supplying weapons to North Korea in retaliation. This development comes amid increasing concerns from NATO allies, including the United States and Germany, who have recently permitted Ukraine to target certain areas within Russia using their supplied long-range weapons. Some Western officials have acknowledged that Ukraine has used these weapons to strike inside Russia. As tensions rise, the Koreas continue their Cold War psychological warfare tactics, with North Korea previously sending trash-laden balloons into South Korea and Seoul responding with anti-North Korean loudspeaker broadcasts. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more updates on this evolving situation. I'm Martin James, and you're watching Voice TV News.